Why do we self-doubt? Why do we doubt ourselves? Why do we feel insecure when we're up on a stage or when we're recording a song or when we're about to present a project? Why do we feel self-doubt when we have to go for our first interview for a job? Or why do we self-doubt when we have to make a speech? I guess even a better question would be, why are we insecure? Why do we let the darkness and the bad parts of our personality get the best of us when we need to do something important? Everyone is insecure in some way, shape, or form. We may be insecure in parts of our personality that we just don't show because we want people to know us as strong and wise and talented. But in other aspects of our personality, we could be really insecure and weak and not really know much. Also have self-doubt when we have to make major decisions that could be either life-changing or could change something in a way that is going to affect you permanently or temporarily, something that will change you. Or that change might not even be a change. That thing that we need to make a decision on might not affect us at all, yet we still doubt the decision whether it be right or wrong. When we self-doubt a decision that we have to make, whether that be important or not important, we often think about the negative outcome of what this decision could entail, whether it could be destructive or life-changing. When we self-doubt a decision that we have to make, we don't think about the positive outcome of this decision. Our mind trick us into believing that this decision that we're going to make right now will have no positive outcomes whatsoever. When in reality, we can't predict the future, so we aren't going to know what the outcome of the decision is going to be. Unfortunately, when we are in the moment, self-doubt makes us very pessimistic. As I stated before, when we self-doubt, we often think about the negative outcomes of a decision. But why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we allow these insecurities to make us believe negatively and make us think that the decision that we're about to make is going to be the end all and will have no positive outcomes whatsoever? If we want good to come out of something, why do our minds make us think this way? If you look back in the early days when man was trying to find their footing and survive on Earth, man had to be very defensive because man didn't have proper shelter or proper ways of making food or proper ways of drinking water. Man had to scavenge and kill for their food. Man had to use leaves and branches and lumber to create shelter, to protect themselves from the rain. Man had to live by rivers and lakes to get water or collect water from rain. All activities which required you to be defensive because other man could come and just take your food and take all of your water supplies and demolish your shelter, could fight you, they could kill you. So man had to be defensive in order to just survive on Earth. Fortunately, in modern society, we don't have to live like cavemen and have to scavenge for food and water and shelter. However, the survival instinct of being defensive still portrays in our personalities till this day. Self-doubting is a different story. When we self-doubt, we become insecure and we think that everything that we are going to do is going to ultimately end up very bad. When we self-doubt, we become confused, we become emotional, we become unhappy, we become upset, we become mad, and it just ultimately makes us not our best selves. If you look up the definition of self-doubting on Google, you're going to get lacking confidence in oneself and one's ability. So not only do you think less of yourself, but you also think less of your ability to do certain things. Let's say someone is overweight and they don't have the confidence to work out because they don't believe that they will be able to lose any of the weight. That's self-doubting. Let's say a kid in school gets bullied for being a nerd or a geek. This kid is going to self-doubt himself and only believe that he is only the nerd or the geek or the person that helps you with your homework or the person that gives you test answers. He's not going to believe that he's anything else but a nerd and but a geek. Let's say you're the rookie on the football team and the rest of the team starts making fun of you and tells you that you're not going to be good enough to make it far up on the team. Then you're going to start self-doubting yourself on whether or not you're going to make it to the quarterback position or make it to the linebacker position. Self-doubt doesn't have to be with young teenagers and kids. Self-doubt can be within adults as well. Let's say you just started working at an office building and your first job is to file papers and to make Excel spreadsheets, and the rest of the office team starts making fun of you and starts picking at you for the position you have and how new you are. You're going to start self-doubting yourself on whether or not you're going to be able to make it far up in the company. I believe high-profile people such as celebrities, comedians, actors, I believe a lot of these people suffer from self-doubt. Take someone such as a comedian, for example. I believe a comedian, probably out of all, such as actors and celebrities, I believe a comedian suffers the most from self-doubt. Let's just say you're a comedian just starting out and you want to make it big within the career of being a comedian. You're going to have to work every night at comedy clubs, bars. You're going to have to start working on acts and writing. You have to get into different events, into different stage shows. You have to find a manager. All these different aspects are going to make you feel stressed. And on top of being talented and having a good act as being a comedian, that'll also make you feel doubtful on whether or not your act or stand-up is going to be good or not. If we take someone such as Robin Williams, for example, Robin Williams, towards the later half of his life, suffered from really bad depression, which ultimately led to his death. And part of that was being very doubtful of himself and having lots of self-doubt about his career and where his life was going. The key takeaway from the Robin Williams example is that self-doubt doesn't just happen to the normal man or woman. Self-doubt can happen to high people such as celebrities, actors, and comics. To sum up this commentary, self-doubt happens within everyone. However, it's the way we handle it that determines whether or not we live in self-doubt or we live in positivity, whether we live doubtful of our decisions or whether we are confident in our decisions. It's the way we handle our doubtful mindsets that really depends on who we are as a person and the decisions we make. It's really easy to live in a defensive mind state. When we doubt, we put a barrier in front of us and we say that we can't do this. However, when we break down that barrier, we realize that the doubt we were feeling before really didn't mean anything once we had done the action that was presented in front of us. Having confidence is the only way to be less doubtful of your decisions and the way you think. So if you're feeling doubtful about yourself today, don't. Take all that negative and bad energy from being doubtful of yourself and put it into being the most confident and positive person ever. That way you can be the best version of yourself. I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary, and I hope I made sense during this commentary. I know I gave a lot of different examples and different analysis on the topic of being doubtful or having self-doubt. Be sure to give this video a like and a comment, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I post a new commentary every weekend around Fridays or Saturdays. This one might go up either Saturday night or Sunday morning, depending on how I get the video edited and when the upload is done. And I'm going to leave this video off with a question for the comment section. How do you handle self-doubt? I hope you enjoyed the rest of the video. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day. Side note, I'm going to be taking the background gameplay from this video, and I'm going to be making something very special. So stay tuned.
Let's call it you.